Lytudiep greets everyone. After a tearful separation, Diep disappeared, and when she returned she no longer had passionate feelings for James because she felt that James had changed and no longer loved her like before. But today she accepted when she met Trang again and James' confessions. Today let's follow this story. The morning light gently poured through the trees, casting golden rays into the small countryside house where Diep sat, anxiety written all over her face. James lay there on the floor, disheveled and slightly bruised. She knelt beside him, voice trembling. "James, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen." He slowly opened his eyes, offering her a soft, forgiving smile. "It's all right. Help me sit up. Will you?" She quickly helped him up, carefully folding his blanket and fussing over his clothes. "Did you sleep well last night?" "I did, though. I thought I fell because of a nightmare. Actually, I accidentally pushed you off the bed. I'm really sorry." James chuckled, shaking his head. There was no blame in his eyes, only affection and calm understanding. It was the kind of look that quietly said, "I'm just happy you're here." The morning was already warming up outside, and James said he had to return home to take care of some work. He asked Diep to stay put. There was no need for her to go out under the scorching sun. Diep agreed, though her heart grew heavy. "Hacky still hasn't come home. Not since last night. I'm worried." Hacky, her little yellow dog, had gone missing. Her only companion before James came into her life. Hacky's absence left an ache that even James couldn't soothe. She kept herself busy that day, pulling weeds, tending to the ginger plants, cleaning the small garden. Her hands moved without pause, but her mind was clouded with worry and longing. Then, a familiar voice called out from the gate. It was Trang, her old friend, and James's assistant. "The locals pointed me this way," Trang said, smiling gently. They embraced, their voices trembling with unspoken memories. Trang brought her some snacks and warm words. After sitting together for a while, she shared something important. She would soon leave the country to study abroad. "I've been thinking about this for a long time," Trang said. "James's company is doing well, but I want to grow, to build something for myself too." Diep offered her sincere blessings. "I hope you'll succeed and find what you're looking for. And thank you for everything. I also hope you and James will be together someday," Trang said softly, hugging her tightly. The sun began to set. James returned to find Diep still working in the garden. He joined her, bringing a ripe jackfruit they later shared under the trees. They talked, laughed, and slowly unwound from the day. Diep mentioned Trang's visit, her decision to leave, and her quiet farewell. James paused, his smile fading slightly. Then he put the fruit down, took a breath, and looked at her earnestly. "Diep, there's something I need to tell you." She turned to him, heart beginning to pound. "When you disappeared, I was lost. I searched everywhere, every day. But after a while, I started losing hope. Trang was there. She helped me run the company, kept me focused. And slowly, I began to feel something for her." Diep didn't move, but her eyes darkened slightly. "It wasn't deep. Not like how I feel about you. But it was there. I started wondering, if you never came back, could I start something new with her?" A breeze swept through the garden, carrying the scent of ripe jackfruit and freshly cut grass. "But when I saw you again," he continued, "everything became clear. That feeling for Trang, it was loneliness, not love. I never stopped loving you. Not even for a day." Diep exhaled, her voice quiet as the wind. "I don't blame you. Anyone would have felt the same in that situation." They sat together in silence, surrounded by the piece of the garden they'd worked on together. Love, like a garden, isn't always in full bloom. Sometimes it's overrun with weeds. Sometimes it feels barren. But when someone chooses to stay, to tend to it with care, it blooms again. James gently took her hand. What if we built a small house here? Just for us? Would you like that? She looked at him, not smiling. But her eyes glistened. That look alone was the most beautiful yes he could ever hope for. Haki was still missing. But somehow, Diep knew that even if he didn't return, she had found something just as precious, a love that had weathered storms, shadows, and distance, yet remained. And somewhere in that quiet countryside, hope lingered like sunlight on the garden leaves, soft, real, and full of promise.